What's good, YouTube? It's cuddleofdeath here. Hey, happy day, woo! And what you guys are looking at is a 6th gen UU Wi-Fi battle. Now this is all Nappy's fault because him and I were both talking on Skype and he's like, Kristen, you should totally get back into Wi-Fi battling and you should start off with UU because apparently that's his favorite tier to play in. So I was like, okay, after saying no like 15 million times, I decided to go ahead and use a UU team. Now I did tweet out on Twitter, because you can't tweet anywhere else, asking for battles so I could test this team out. You guys might be like, there's a Galvantula on your team and he's OU. However, I was linked to a tier list where Galvantula was sitting in UU. And unfortunately, there are a lot of Pokemon who keep getting moved around through like Smogon and whatnot. So UU especially doesn't have an official tier list. So don't fucking freak out in the comment section being like you're using an OU Pokemon. I can't tell you for sure if Galvantula is UU or OU. It keeps going back and forth. Anyways, this ended up being a very, very good battle. And I'm battling Trutch, as you guys can see. I don't believe he's a YouTuber. He didn't tweet me a channel or anything, but I will link his Twitter in the description, so make sure to check him out and be like, okay, you guys had a really good battle because I think that you guys are absolutely gonna love this battle. As far as his team goes, I love the fact that he does have a Vivian on his team. I was not expecting to see that. Then again, I haven't battled in a very long time, so I was interested to see what it is going to do. I also had a very hard time figuring out who I was going to lead with, but eventually I decided to start off with my Scrafty. It just seemed like the safest one to start with. I was very, very weirded out whenever his Vivian used Focus Blast, and I wasn't thinking about it at the time. If you guys saw the team preview, excuse me, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I do get a Dragon Dance up, and I'm like, you know what, we might as well go for an Ice Punch. I still was just thinking that it's Vivian, but of course, it's not actually Vivian, and it's Zoroark. So unfortunately for Callum, his life ends here. And that's okay because Zoroark is very frail and he's already down in the yellow HP, about 50%. A little less, but now that he's recovered, he's at 50% or so. So I decided to go into Goggles the Flygon because I know that Goggles should be able to take a hit from this Zoroark, and he does. He does take it quite well. He goes for the U-turn, which does take out the Zoroark, and I was very happy about that. So I was like, alright, Zoroark's down and out, but I'm still kind of scared about this Vivian, although I was very excited to see it on the team. I do end up swapping into Jamie, which is my lovely Swampert. I can't wait till she sees this. And he goes into the Vivian, so I'm like, okay. He's more than likely going to go for the Sleep Powder, and if we're doing Sleep Claws, he's probably only going to keep one Pokemon asleep, so I swap into my Florges, Dr. Flower. He does put the Florges to sleep, which is going to cause a bit of an issue, but I'd rather Florges be asleep than any of the other Pokemon that I have remaining on my team. He decides to go ahead and swap into his Escavalier, and I was kind of thinking, okay, what am I going to do? I do have my Arcanine for this, but at the same time, I'm sitting here thinking, there's no way he's going to stay in with the Escavalier. I can go for a Flare Blitz, but because I predict that he's going to switch, I go for the Close Combat, and of course he does not swap. We do get the Defense drop, and I don't actually know what moveset Escavalier carries, so he goes for the Drill Run, and that is going to destroy Twit the Arcanine. Unfortunately, Twit did not get very much screen time, and he died. So I was like, okay, I think we can still mess around with this team a bit. So I decided to go ahead and lay out my rocks because I'm thinking about that Vivian right now. I get the rocks up and I can't think if he had a spinner or not. He takes my leftovers with knockoff and I start spamming Waterfall, hoping to just get some damage out because I don't feel safe swapping into anyone else. His Escavalier does carry the Citrus Berry, and I'm like, okay, whatever, that's fine, we can deal with this. He goes for the Mega Horn, and fortunately for me, he misses the first one. And I was super excited about that because I was very scared that the Mega Horn was going to deal a lot of damage, because obviously it's Stab, and it's a very strong bug move. He gets a second Mega Horn, instead of missing this one, which was unfortunate for me. I do get the Waterfall, and I do take out his Escavalier, which is the fortunate thing for me. And now he's down a few Pokemon. He goes into the Vivian and I'm like, is he gonna go for another Sleep Powder or not? I do keep Jamie in because I'm not sure what he's gonna do and I'm okay with sacrificing Jamie. He gets an unnecessary crit and does take her out. And that's okay because I decided to go into my Galvantula. It's rough and tough. And because of Compound Eyes, I go for the Thunder. to take out, or hopefully take out, the Vivian. And I was like, it should take it out, and luckily it does, so I don't have to deal with that any longer. He goes into his Arcanine, and I'm pretty sure I outspeed it. He could go for an extreme speed, but it should not really do anything to Rough and Tough. Plus, I do carry Volt Switch on Rough and Tough, so I go for that for the safe switch, because he could totally Flare Blitz me and kill me, and I do not want that. I want to save Rough and Tough for later. So I swap into Goggles, because Goggles has low HP, and I predicted the Flare Blitz, which is exactly what he did, and I knew it would take Goggles out or deal a lot of damage. There was no way that poor little Goggles was going to live that. So he does take Goggles out, but I did that so that he would take damage from the Flare Blitz, so that I could actually swap back into Rough and Tough, outspeed, and damage whoever was going to pop out. He does decide to keep Arcanine in. He could have went for the extreme speed here. Now, mind you, my Galvantula has a Focus Sash on. And later he tweeted at me saying if he would have went for an extreme speed, it might have had a different turnaround in this battle than what the battle ends up having. Thankfully for me, I do carry Energy Ball, and I knew it wouldn't OHKO the Rhyperior unless it was a crit. And because of my wonderful Focus Sash, it does keep me alive here, and it allows me to take out this Rhyperior, of course, with another Energy Ball. Things are a little scary though, because I think at this point I only have my Galvantula and my Florges left. However, he does have, I think, one more Pokemon or two. He has one Pokemon left, and it's his Blastoise. And I'm sitting here thinking, you know, Galvantula can totally outspeed, I think, because he's like one of the fastest Pokemon ever. But we have to deal with a Mega Blastoise, and my Florges is asleep. So if this Blastoise gets a lot of crits or whatnot, he is going to totally be able to take out my team. And it turns out that his Blastoise ended up with 1 HP. He told me this through Twitter later. I was very surprised with that. So I'm left with Dr. Flower here. It's Dr. Flower versus Blastoise. And if Dr. Flower doesn't wake up in time, or he gets a bunch of crits to the face, then she would totally die. So here I was on Skype, I was screaming, I really hope Dr. Flower wakes up. Please wake up, please wake up, please wake up. He continues to go for the Water Pulse, and it's doing a fair amount of damage considering it's against a Florges. Luckily, Dr. Flower does wake up, and I'm able to get the Moonblast off and take the Blastoise out. This was a fantastic battle, and I was very happy to see such a close match right off the get-go with this team. I'm super excited to try out other Pokemon in UU, and I want to get into doing other tiers. So like I said, if you guys want to battle me, make sure to just follow me on Twitter, which is obviously just cuddleofdeath, and I will tweet out looking for battles at some point in time. And I plan on actively uploading Wi-Fi battles. I hope that you guys enjoyed this battle, and if you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up to show your support. Leave me a comment with what you thought about it. Make sure to check out XTruchX's channel. I can't fucking talk. I love you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video.